Hi, this is Dr. Erik, reminding you to check the link below to get your copy of the PDF that accompanies this Masterclass video. Thanks. Dr. Erik of Chiropractic Chiropractic, and today we're going to be talking about what happens during a chiropractic appointment. Here we go. So the first chiropractic visit that anybody has in our office, people who aren't familiar with chiropractic care, we really try to keep it very nice and light, very easy for you to understand. Because you're coming into a world that you may not know of, or you may say, okay, well, what am I doing here? My friend told me to come here. Maybe my spouse drugged me here. Typically, when we see a patient for the first time, especially if it's a male patient, we typically see you roughly age 30 to 35, and it's usually some sort of acute injury. You lifted something heavy and all of a sudden you end up popping your lower back, or you're a laborer who works over and over and over again, and the Advil is not working, the Tylenol is not working, you have to call in sick out of work, and that's why you're here in my office. For our female patients, for our women patients, typically it's about the age of 25 to 30, sometimes a little bit younger, and it's something that just kind of happened, and you say, whoa, that's not normal. I need this pain to go away right now. Working with female patients is a lot easier because you want to get better. You don't have time to be in pain. You've got a lot of stuff to do, and you're very diligent and you're very willing and you're committed to getting better. So typically women, we typically see more frequently, and most of my patient population is female, are women, because you guys want to take care of your body, and I salute you for that. I applaud you guys for that. It's great stuff. When you come into our office for your first chiropractic visit, obviously there's some paperwork for you to fill out. There's a questionnaire, just in terms of what did you do, how long has it been going on for, what makes it feel better, what makes it feel worse. All of that information is there to help me, to help you, so that we can best nail down your differential diagnosis, so that we can nail it on the first go. After you filled out your initial paperwork form, there is a spot on the other side of the paperwork where I will do a detailed chiropractic examination. We take you through ranges of motion. We do some orthopedic testing to make sure that, number one, you're a candidate for care in our office. You don't have any red flags that are contraindicated to chiropractic care, but it also helps me establish a baseline in terms of, is there any neurological pain? Is it ligamentous pain? Is it muscular pain? Because each of those differential diagnoses does have a different care plan tail to it. Because every treatment is different based upon the individual, but it's also tailored to what's been going on and how long it's been going on for. One of the things that we talk about with our first-time patients is we talk about what chiropractic is. We also talk about what chiropractic is not. A lot of times people will say, I don't know anything about chiropractic care, or they'll say, well, I watched a couple of YouTube videos, and I'll say, did you watch the cracking videos? And they kind of laugh, and we both laugh. Chiropractors are the first exposure for a lot of people is what you see online, which is typically these very animated and robust cracking videos. So people kind of think that's all we do, but we do so much more than that. But we want to make sure that you know why you're here, and the types of care that we render in our office are not what you see online. At our office, I specifically do a lot of premier manual therapy. We use a technique called active release technique. It's essentially the gold standard. You see it at the upper echelons of human sports performance, so your Olympic athletes, your Olympians, your Major League Sports athletes, all the way down to your collegiate athletes. Everybody can benefit from active release technique. What that does for me is it helps to really kind of prepare the muscle tissues before we administer the chiropractic adjustment. In terms of chiropractic care, there are many different techniques that I use in our office. Some of them might be hands-on, some of them might be instrument assist. And we also have decompression tables in our office that are specific for people with lower back or disc-related cases. So there's many different ways to treat a patient, and sometimes I'll actually use multiple treatment rooms to work on an individual because they have multiple symptoms. There's nothing that says you can come to a chiropractic office and only have one problem. You don't just have a neck problem or mid-back problem or lower back problem. You can have all those areas could be bothering you, and it's up to us to work into those key areas to help you feel better and do better. Does a chiropractic adjustment hurt? Well, that really depends. It depends on, is this a long-standing injury? Is this something that's acute? Is there any nerve compression that's going on? When a nerve is compressed, or when a nerve senses a disturbance, the muscle tissues around that nerve, they tighten up reflexively, they contract. And when they contract, sometimes they contract so hard and for so long that it actually becomes painful. So these are the people that, you know, they can't stretch it on their own, or when they really kind of dig their fingers in, it's super, super compressive. And the goal is not to dig more. The goal is to reset the nervous system, to give your body a chance to heal on its own. So if we can get past those muscle tissues that are guarding and administer the chiropractic adjustment, your body can start to heal from the inside out. And that's one of the great benefits of chiropractic care. The goals that we perform in our office, they're always patient-centered goals. My goals are your goals, right? I want to do things that are going to help you, not do things that are going to hurt you. And we also talk about expectation management. If your neck is really, really locked up because you got something crazy going on in there, I'll tell you, I say, look, just so you know, this area is super, super locked up, and we really need to be delicate here. The adjustment might be a little tender. We're going to give you some ice right after the treatment, and that's going to help your body heal faster. So once we adjust the person, they know what to expect. I know what to expect. We've debriefed them on what we're going to do next, so that way they feel involved in their care as we work with them. But typically the adjustments don't hurt, and immediately you usually typically feel relief. After we adjust our patients, we talk about reinforcing good habits, good patterns, and good behaviors, because obviously the patient has no interest in having this pain return, and we as chiropractors don't want to keep seeing the same stuff over and over and over again. And so we teach you the good habits, the good patterns, and the good behaviors, so that you can kind of navigate the world on your own, so that you can minimize any potential future flare-ups. During a first chiropractic treatment, after I've evaluated you, after I've looked at your intake form, we've ruled out any red flags, any possible reasons for you not to be seen that day. If you're a candidate for care, you may receive treatment on the first visit. The care that we do in our office is hands-on. The tools that I use in my office are these guys here, right and left. They work very, very well for me. They work very, very well for our patients. We debrief you every step of the way as we go through your care each and every visit, so that way you know what to expect and where I'm working. I don't just put my hands on you, and we make sure that you know why I'm working in the specific areas that I do and the relationship to your pain. So, for example, if you have pain in your neck and I start to work on your shoulder, I will tell you there's a relationship between the muscle tissues of your shoulder and your upper back that have an influence on what's going on into the neck. So our treatment today is going to involve this shoulder here, or it may involve both shoulders, because they're both working in concert to cause your neck pain. And the patient will say, that makes sense, let's go ahead and let's do it. We never just poke around. When we're working with our patients, we talk to them about their muscle tissues. So I'll say, you feel this tight ropey spot on this side here, and notice how the muscle tissue is not as ropey over there. And they'll say, yeah, I feel that. And I'll say, well, what do you do with this shoulder more than you do the other shoulder? And it could be a hand dominance thing. Perhaps it's a woman who has a purse on their shoulder. Maybe you're someone who's a laborer who's holding up some drywall. So this is your positional hand, and this is kind of your utility hand. So sometimes you can have things that are specific to one side versus the other. So we kind of talk about all of those things. In terms of corrective exercises, we make sure that when we give you corrective exercises, that you know what to expect when you're given the exercises. I don't just simply hand you a sheet of paper and send you out the door. What I do is I make sure that you know what you're supposed to be doing. So I make sure we watch the form, the exercises that you're doing. You're sitting up nice and tall, 3 sets of 10, 4 sets of 10, whatever the exercise might happen to be. But we make sure that you have a complete understanding of the exercises, because ultimately what we're doing is we're stretching the muscle tissues that are too tight, and we're strengthening the muscle tissues that have become weakened, right? So that's the goal. So the call to action, if you are somebody that you know is in need of chiropractic care, or they've tried the home care remedies, they've tried everything that they've done in the past, and those symptoms are no longer working, you can have a consult with me at our office. We're available over the phone as well as online. Our goals are your goals. We're very, very patient-centric. I give you 110%, you give me 110%. We want to get you feeling better and doing better as quickly as possible, so that you can go ahead and live your best life. Okay?